Good morning, everybody. It's Amanda. It is very early and no one in my house is up yet but me. But it's Thursday, and this week, rather than doing a grocery haul, in fact the next few months, I'm going to attempt to do a low spend month challenge. Now, I haven't made a calendar for everybody or even myself, but if you want to access the old calendars that I made for January or February, kind of get an idea, I'll put some links down in the description box where you can sign up and get the old low spend month calendars to give you an idea of what we would normally do on a low spend month. So I'm not doing it like super structured. I'm just trying to take what I have and do a low spend because we have the wedding coming in September and I have so many things that we're trying to do. We're trying to get clothing and make sure travel's taken care of. There's food, there's a rehearsal dinner, there's all kinds of stuff. So we're on a low spend. Like I'm cutting it off, cutting everybody off. Not to mention my goal was also to kind of eat down our freezer because it was just absolutely packed. So as with any low spend month, the first thing that you do is you take an inventory. Now, I'm not going to do a full written inventory like I have in the past, but I'll link to the top if you want to check out one of my old full written inventories. But I am going to take you around today and show you kind of what's in my cabinets, because what I am going to do is for my low spend month challenge, like I said, try to eat down what I have, and I am not going grocery shopping this week. This week I am shopping my pantry, and what we have here is what we're going to eat. So let's go to the big freezer and I will show you kind of what we have in stock right now. And then we'll come in here in the kitchen and see what's in stock there, and then I'll show you, I made a menu plan already based off of what I know that I have and what I need to get rid of. So let's go look at the freezer. Okay, so here's my freezer, and up here on the shelves, we actually had an incident a few weeks ago where somebody had left this freezer door kind of like cracked, like just a little bit open, like that. And we didn't realize it. And Rick had walked out. Rick was working the night shift at that time, so he'd walked out at night and he'd seen the light. And he woke me up at like 4 in the morning and he was like, "Amanda, get up." And I'm like thinking something terrible is happening and somebody broke in the house or something. And he's like, "Somebody left the freezer door open." And I was like, "Oh!" So of course I immediately, oh great, you get a good behind shot of me. And let me open this door. So I was like, let me go see what happened. But anyway, thankfully it had only been a little while, and the only thing that was lost were the things on the top 2 shelves, which these I've actually recently put in. And then a few things that were like right here, right at the front of the door. But just a warning, if you have a freezer, that's like my biggest fear, is that we'll lose everything in the freezer. So, but anyway, so we have right here, I have just some French fries, broccoli, and some California blend that we still have. That's fine. Phyllo dough that I had. These things were all in my smaller freezer, and I moved them out here because my smaller freezer was packed also. And so when we threw away everything that was here, I was like, well, we have room. Let me spread it out. Right here, I actually have 2 of these. Whoop, 2 of these turkey hams, and I actually have a 3rd one sitting on the stove thawing because I plan to have that actually tonight. So turkey hams, Brianna has some frozen fruit that she uses for smoothies. There's a couple bags there. And then down here is frozen fruit. I have some blueberries that I'm really trying to get rid of. And then this bag of blackberries I actually picked at a friend's house a few weeks ago. So that's fresh and we'll be using that soon. Down here, strawberries that are frozen. And on the shelves, this top shelf is mostly chicken. Now, let me turn you around so you can see. Okay, so I had gotten a chicken box before all the COVID stuff went down. So I had like, I don't remember if I got 40 pounds or 80 pounds, but I got a lot of chicken and it was absolutely stuffed in here. I only have probably 7 or 8 packages of chicken back there and this 1 bag of fish. So I've really eaten that down and that's good. This right here is pre-cooked Italian turkey sausage, which, you know, I forgot to mention on the door. Italian sausage, Italian breakfast sausage. So, but this is pre-cooked Italian sausage, and we'll use that for soups and things. And this is pre-cooked, shredded. I actually think this is turkey, not chicken, but, you know, I didn't label it. I'll use it universally. And then this right here is individual packages of chicken breasts. So this is like 1 chicken breast, and this is 2 chicken breasts. And these are when we need like smaller meals, so they're prepackaged in smaller amounts. So the packages in the back are all bigger packages. Oh, this one is chicken strips that someone gave me. And then all of these are just smaller packages that we can use. So right here, these big silver bags are big bags of whole bean coffee that my husband is saving for a rainy day, I guess. I don't know what he's doing, but that's for him. And then I have a couple of things of heavy cream in here because we use those and I freeze it. Behind that is there's some fish back here that I'm going to use that. And then this box has some chicken soup, some pre-made chicken soup. Got some cheese that I have frozen. I have a ton of butter that I got frozen, so we're good on that. Over here we have, and I don't know if you can see because it's kind of dark down here, but there is some bread frozen, and underneath it is a whole turkey. This section is largely my beef, so I have 1 pound packages of ground beef, different variety. There's some frozen roasts there, and then up here where you really can't see are the Beyond Meat burgers that I got last week that are frozen and waiting. And then to the right is the ground turkey. So these are like my ground meats, and this is the other beef. And right here I actually have a package of turkey legs as well. And then down here we have the whole chickens, and I still have a lot of those because I don't use them as often as I should, but whole chickens, still have a few of those. So that's the main freezer. And then in here in the kitchen, it's my smaller freezer, which I have also kind of eaten down as well. And I've decided to kind of make this, it's a little dark. There it is. I've decided to kind of make this like a breakfast freezer. So first of all, on the door, right here, aside from the ice cream, it's Brianna's ice cream, we have things that I use to make broth. So if I have leftover onion ends or celery ends or things like that. I've recently made broth, so I don't have a lot here, but I do have some things. And then I have my yeast, and then these are cold packages for like when you travel and stuff. And then there's still some frozen Oreo crumbs here, and then one Uncrustable that Brianna threw up here. And then you can see all the broth. That is like a ton of broth. It's pre-made. And then one thing I also have here, I don't know if you can see it right here, it's yellow in the middle. That's pre-cooked scrambled eggs, which I actually have one right here on the stove because I'm getting ready to make it for breakfast. And it's just eggs that are pre-cooked, and so I've taken it out to thaw. And this morning I'm going to put a little butter in the pan and heat it up, and I'm going to serve it this morning with, I'm going to reach over here and grab it, some hash browns. And I might even throw some sausage in there. Get sausage right there. And so I have several packages of sausage, some bacon, and then underneath that I still have some steakums. And then this is like pre-cut celery. I have pre-cut olives, and I have pre-cut peppers for like pizzas and things like that. So anyway, so that's all I have in my little freezer. So we've actually eaten that down quite a bit. Ooh, I need to put that ice cream back. Another thing that I took out is apples. This is frozen apple pie filling. I'll put a link up at the top if you want to see my pre-made frozen apple pie filling. I usually make it around Thanksgiving, but Rick asked for it for his birthday. He's only going to get a little bit, but that's what he's getting for his birthday, apple pie. So let's talk about the pantry. Alright, so here is one cabinet, and you can see that I have like beans and quinoa and lentils and some pasta and some like pumpkin seeds and rice and just random things in mason jars that are all up here. There's a lot of rice up there as well. And then storage things, like there's a bunch of salsa, there's some ketchup, these are salad dressings, applesauce, some vegetable oil, I actually think that's olive oil, and then some pre-made mashed potatoes. I'll grab potatoes. Back here is taco shells. I did not organize this. Brianna reorganized it for me, so it's a little bit different than I normally would do. But anyway, some barley, some pre-made soups, mac and cheese, some pasta. So, and I think there's even hamburger helper back there.
All right, this is my random corner that I have right now because this is just stuff that's been kind of floating around and we gotta do something with it. So we have like a tomato, mandarins, this is a nectarine, bananas, some tortillas, just stuff floating over here. This is where you get the truth of the household. Rick's got his coffee filters floating over here. Some different peanut butters, some different juices, honey and olive oil, more peanut butter, and this is like a big stack of cans. And the reason why I have all of this piled here is because my other cabinet is completely full. Let me show you. So this is my other cabinet, and I have my canning jars and things there, but it's just pretty much packed out with all the cans and jars and things. So I had to put some on my counter just to make space. And there's more. And then this is my baking cabinet, which I have a ton of flour and oats and different, that's actual bread, more pasta. This is just some, again, more random stuff that we threw up here just to kind of get it tucked away. But I really need to reorganize. I've been so busy with projects. My kitchen is completely unorganized right now. So that'll probably help us with the budget once I actually move everything around and get it organized. But this is just kind of an idea of what we have. I mean, all of those cans, we have like, we have beans of all kinds, we have potatoes, we have carrots, we have diced tomatoes, we have mixed vegetables. I mean, we got tuna right here, you name it, we've got it in terms of canned things. So I really need to use all of that up. And lest you think I was a hoarder, if you check out my other inventory videos, you'll know that the reason why we have this is because we're already stocked and we just maintain our stock so we don't run out. So there's no stress in our household when there's crazy things that happen. We're already stocked. My freezer was completely stocked when COVID hit because we had just gotten some chicken boxes. I just gotten a butcher box. Like, I mean, we had just gotten a lot of things, and it's because we already had everything that we didn't have to run out and like go crazy and get a bunch of things. So, oh, and if you are wondering if we're out of coffee, we're totally not out of coffee. It's actually on top of my fridge here, which it's kind of behind a couple things of chips and some cookbooks, but back behind there is a bunch of coffee. Not to mention the coffee in the freezer. So Ricky's good on coffee for a while. I didn't mention the fridge. My fridge is stuffed. I mean, I'm not going to go through it all individually, but we do have fresh foods. I mean, we've been growing food in our garden, and so I really haven't had to buy too many greens up until last week. Last week I bought kale, and it was like the first time I'd really bought it in a while, and I didn't even open it till this weekend because we went to, it was 4th of July, so I made a salad to take with us. And so because I made this like big salad, I ended up having to buy some kale to make sure that we had enough. So, but I didn't even use it then, and I ended up opening it yesterday. I had to think about it for a second. And so we have kale, we have spinach, we have grapes, we have apples, we have watermelon, we have carrots, we have lemons, we have those mandarins, bananas, nectarine, tomato, all that I already showed you. So we do have plenty of fresh veg for the next week. And then I'm really hoping here in the next few weeks, those tomatoes in my garden are gonna like really roll, and we'll have that as well. I'll go to the window and show you a little peek of the garden. Ignore my dirty window, but right there in the middle are the tomatoes, and they're growing pretty well. You can see over here that I really cut down the kale. So that's kind of fading out. It's not really the right time for that. Still got to fill that bed. Rick and I are supposed to do that today. And then over here is our zucchini, which is really popping up, cantaloupe, and celery. So they're coming. They're just not here yet. Ignore my dirty window. So with that, with what we have that I've just explained to you, let me tell you what my menu plan is for the next week so that we can kind of start to use up some more of the things that we have. So tonight I am making fried ham, coleslaw, and mac and cheese. Oh, I have cabbage as well, and I'm trying to use that cabbage. That's why it's top on the list. So fried ham, coleslaw, mac and cheese, and then chili and baked potato tomorrow. Then crock pot barbecue chicken with potatoes and kale, mashed potatoes and kale. And then we're going to do pasta e fagioli and let's see, a spinach salad, because I know I'm going to need to get rid of that spinach by then.
Monday's tacos. Tuesday is whole chicken, mashed potatoes, and broccoli. And then Wednesday is curry and kale. So those are all the things that we're going to try to be doing for the next few weeks. And I even made a list of lunch options. I'm not laying it out on the menu plan because everybody in my house is old and they can pretty much make their own lunches. I don't need to stress about it. But I mean, I put, they could have brunch because we have a lot of pre-made eggs and sausage and bacon and all of those things. So they can make that if they want. They can make burgers. We have turkey and ground beef. Definitely burgers can be made. Sandwiches. All kinds of sandwiches. We've got loads of cheese. We've got tuna. We have some lunch meat still in the fridge. We have those chicken strips that I bought last week. I'll put last week's grocery haul up top if you haven't seen it. So there's a lot of sandwich options. And then soups. There's that chicken soup that I have in the freezer. They can make potato soup. And then there's some packaged soups that I showed you. So there's some soup options there as well. So anyway, so that's what we're doing this week. That's our menu, and that is what is happening with my pantry shop. Don't know if I'm going to shop it again next week or not, or if I am going to do a little haul, but we're gonna really stick with this low spend, July and August. Let's see how low we can get it. So, all right, that is it for this week. Thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you like my pantry shop. So come back and we will continue this low spend month challenge up until the wedding. I can't even imagine if I was the mother of the bride. I'd totally be freaking out. But I'm good because I'm just the mother of the groom. So anyway, that's that. You guys have a great day. We'll see you next time.